Peace, y'all. What's up? I'm back here in Essence, bringing y'all a brand new video. I want to talk about Uranus moving into Taurus tomorrow, on March 6th. Uranus will be in Taurus until around 2025, 2026. With Uranus has been in Aries, so first of all, Uranus is the planet of change, rebellion, upheaval. It brings about great revolutionary change, which also causes uniqueness, which also causes originality, which also causes new experiences, new beginnings. Uranus is the planet of change and originality. And it brings sudden changes and opportunities to us. Uranus comes from the name of the Roman sky god, the first to be. Uranus is also looked at as the planet of technology, the planet of science, the planet of the future. Whenever Uranus often goes into a new sign, world events often collide with that. So when Uranus went into Aries, I believe it was the day of that Uranus went to Aries, it caused a tsunami and earthquake in Japan, which was a huge world event. When Uranus was in Aries, it was causing a change, a uniqueness of our personalities, of the I am, of the self. This is why these last couple of years have been. A lot of people have been, changing themselves, trying to do better for themselves, trying to, bring sort of a new sense of urgency and value of the self. And, with Uranus and Aries, it's kind of been the theme, our uniqueness and our originality is being channeled into the self. And we're changing things about ourselves. And, we're revolutionizing ourselves. Okay. It also Uranus is also like the upper echelon of Mars. Okay. Uranus often representing your inner will and your secret powers, but you already have gifts, and and Uranus is a deep-seated energy within the personality that takes a long time to be discovered, that is discovered over a lifetime. And Uranus is that planet of of change, and it happens slowly. The three generational planets, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, they happen slowly, they happen over a time. Some of the, like Mars is very direct, and it changes often. These planets take 15, 20, 30 years to change into new signs. So they happen very slowly, and they come to be realized over time. Okay, so with Uranus and Taurus, now the last time Uranus was in Taurus, which was, I believe, was in the 30s, we had a change of our financial system. We had many wars, and we had I believe the First World War. We had the Spanish-American War or something, and we had a bunch of conflict, which redrew boundaries and borders of countries. We also had changes of our value system, of our monetary system, of our the way that we handle economics. Uranus and Taurus now in 2019, it's the same energy, but since we're in a different time, obviously it's going to play out differently. So Uranus in Taurus is going to bring uniqueness and originality and change and rebellion towards our values, our systems of values, and changes towards our fixed earth, which is being fixated in our own ways of thinking, communicating, and analyzing. This is going to be a change of our values, of what we value, reassessing what we value. And if you have any planets in Taurus, it's just going to be a big change for you. If you have your Sun in Taurus, your Moon in Taurus, if you have Mars in Taurus, if you have any planet in Taurus, it is going to, be almost as a rebirth of this. It's going to be, you're going to be changing and be rebelling. You're going to have new ideas. For me, I have 4 planets in Taurus: the Sun, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars. So this is going to be a new beginning for me. It's going to be a new change for me. It's going to redirect my life, and I've been preparing for this moment. This is why I haven't been able to put out a lot of videos. I've just been in one, busy, 2, engulfed in my own self, preparing for what is to come. With this Uranus and Taurus, it's going to cause financial upheaval. It's going to change radical environmental changes, and it's going to be a revolution in how we use the environment, how we utilize the environment to our as our resources. And this is going to be for a lot of people, realizing that we feel trapped by the banks, by the debt, by money almost, and that money is not bringing us our sense of value that we're looking for. This is going to give rise to collective consumerism. We've already seen this. Collective consumerism is like being able to rent cars, rent places to live, places to eat, or what I mean, just places, things we're able to use collectively that we don't necessarily have to purchase and buy into. We already see these changes. Now we have Airbnb, we have Uber, we have that thing called Turo, we have all sorts of things that we are getting towards collective consumerism. So sharing of our economic our material things, allowing them to be used by others instead of getting mortgages and getting getting ourselves into debt with cars or something like that. So, it's going to bring a change to what we buy. It's going to bring a change to how we value our money and what we spend our money on. It's going to change everything about what we value, and value in a personal sense too. It's going to bring radical change towards our values and how we relate to each other. It's going to bring revolutionary change to friendships, relationships, and sexuality too. How we express our sexuality, and non-monogamous relationships are going to start becoming more of the norm as well. But this is going to cause great change for relationships and how we relate to each other, and it's going to revolutionize how we do that, and it's going to change how we do that. We can't have revolution without some sort of change or rebellion or some sort of opposition. Okay. This is also getting back to the system of value economically. It's going to bring rise to cryptocurrencies, non-centralized banking, micro-banking, crowdfunding, things of those sort of area. Uranus and Taurus is going to be a big change for us. It's going to redraw what we know and what we value. It's going to change a lot of things, even with our system of government, and things are not going to be the same. We're going to have radical change in relations to different governments. You know, and with our system of values going to change. Our government might possibly change, or how it's expressed might be changed. You know, Uranus is a special planet, and this is a time that I've been waiting for. Waiting to utilize this Uranus in Taurus. For me, is going to revolutionize my sun, how I see things. It's going to revolutionize how I put wisdom, higher meanings, reasonings upon wisdoms, and change and revolutionize that. It's going to make it unique and original. It's going to change how I place and receive boundaries. It's going to make that unique and original, and it's going to make my passions and what I'm passionate towards and how I put passion towards things. It's going to make that unique and original. You know, so this is a big time for anybody with planets in Taurus. I have many goals for the next couple of years, and you know, this Uranus in Taurus is lined up perfectly for me. This is going to be a monumental time in my life where I, you know, begin to figure things out, begin to become more of my own person, begin to get closer to my Saturn return, to where I know what it is that I'm set out to do, and that's already becoming realized. You know, so any of you who have planets in Taurus, you know, this is a big deal for you. Even if you don't have planets in Taurus, it still is going to affect you in the ways that I have explained. Now, depending on what signs you're in, obviously that could change. If you have a sextile, if you have a square, if you're square to this, if you're conjunct to this, like I am, if you're opposite, if you're in Scorpio, this is going to affect you differently. You know, so this is my Uranus in Taurus March 6, 2019 video. I'm very excited for this. This is a breath of fresh air for all of us. This enters in a new time for us all, and you know, this is going to bring radical change and rebellion and uniqueness and originality towards our values, towards what we value, towards our systems of value, towards how we relate to each other, you know, and how we deal with one another, and how we help one another. So yeah, guys, this is my video. I love y'all. You know, I'm back here in Essence. You know, more videos are gonna be coming soon, and you know, I love y'all, and thank you for sticking around. Till next time, in Essence, peace.